Fun World Man, and I actually have a. I know it says a story time or whatever I titled this video, but there's multiple stories in here, and these are mask stories. So hopefully, the Fun World Mask community will enjoy this video, and yeah, let's get started. Alright, so the first story we have today is about this guy right here, my pink Sarah Spook. Alright, so this is a weird story. You guys are gonna be like, oh, it's the All Man. And I mean, technically, yeah, it is. So, back last year, before I graduated, it was during Halloween, and we had to do a project for English. And I asked my English teacher if I could do it on masks. He said yeah. And I was kind of a dumbass, I would say, in school. I didn't really do the full potential of my work. And I just typed like my favorite masks from every year from the 90s. And I put down at the very bottom of the story, or at the very bottom of the list, I was like, I wish I could get a pink Sarah Spook, because almost all the other ones that I had, or all the other ones that I had listed, I basically already had. So what ended up happening is I turned it in, and 3 days later, I go on the Facebook Marketplace, and I see this and two other masks. One was a What's Up spoof, and the other one was just like this cheap, crappy Michael Myers mask. It wasn't a good Michael Myers mask, so don't say like, oh, why didn't you pick it up? And it wasn't good. It looked like it wanted to die, so I didn't pick it up. But saw this, instantly wanted it, and I saw the price, and the price, you guys, amazing. $3. Facebook Marketplace fine. $3. This isn't a fearsome, as you can tell. This is a fantastic. It's got the rolled up streamers. It's a cotton shroud. The only thing about it is it's a Gen 2, which means that it has eyeliner. Which I know what all you Fun World fans are gonna say. It's not Gen 2. It's Gen 2 era. Excuse me. Technically, they're the same thing. So don't be going in the comments being like, oh my god, I'm gonna go ahead and critique everything that you say because you said it's Gen 2. No. I know it's Gen 2 era. Trust me, I know that. It just takes a little longer to say, so I just say Gen 2. So yeah, that was a pretty cool find. And funny thing about it is this dude that had this, I texted him, and like 2 hours later he replies, and I was worried as hell. Because usually when I text people on the Facebook Marketplace, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but it is, for the most part. At least from the people who I texted. They usually text back pretty fast, like within like a half an hour. So this dude didn't text me for like 2 hours. And I was in a therapy session when he did text me back. And I was very happy to know that this was still available. I asked him, is the pink one still available? And he said, yeah, do you want to come pick it up? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm in therapy right now, so I'll have to pick it up later. And he said, okay. So apparently this dude was an older gentleman, and he was apparently taking a nap. So I forgive him very easily because, you know, this was a very, very awesome score to pick up from the Facebook Marketplace. So that was pretty cool. The other stories I have, there's one other pink one, and then there's a story about my RIP skull. Let me show you guys the story about my RIP skull. Actually, there's three other stories. Another one's about a different mask. Alright, this is my RIP skull. that I was talking about. And this mask, not very common at all. This isn't the one that people always see all the time that has, like, the polyester shroud. This is an actual Fantastic Faces R.I.P. skull. And this was actually pretty cool to get because a couple days before I got this, I had asked a friend, Scott James, if I could have his. And he said he wasn't really willing to sell it right now. And I was like, I completely understand. Thank you for your time. And I was kind of upset because I thought, man, I'm never going to find one. And one day I was looking on eBay, and I've been looking on eBay like every single day. Every single day. And eventually, when I looked again, this, along with 4 other masks, plus an extra free mask, which didn't really count because it's like, I mean, it does count, don't get me wrong, but it was like a $3 screen mask that I could get at Dollar General. So, I mean, it was a good score, but again, I paid like $60 for the whole lot, and there wasn't really much else to the lot, you know, and I'm not being ungrateful for the guy who gave me this mask, but, you know, I paid $60 for a Scream, or no, 2 Scream masks, 2 half mask Screams, an RIP skull, and an Easter Unlimited skull, and this. So, obviously, I only wanted this, and it's kind of my fault too, because I told him I would pay like $60 for it, and I was stupid at the time. So I really didn't know the value of this mask. But giving everything I got, I paid like $10 for this. So in my opinion, it's worth it. And I've never seen another one go up for sale besides Mr. Douglas Little's, and he is selling me his. So hopefully I get a better condition one. I'm pretty sure it will be because this was in. And the other reason why I'm kind of sad that I paid like $60 for this is because when I got it, the streamers were coming off, part of the shroud was coming undone, and there's like a big tear. I mean a big tear, like where you see it rolling, that's where the tear starts. Right at this part right here. So from this part to right here is where it's torn. Then we have the lovely, lovely, lovely Pink Tate story. Now, the Pink Tate story is actually pretty interesting because when I got this, again, same as basically the other stories. I checked eBay every day. I checked Mercari every day. I checked Poshmark, because you can find masks sometimes on Poshmark. You could find, I was looking at OfferUp and LetGo, and before OfferUp and LetGo actually conjoined with each other. But anyways, one day I thought, man, before I do anything, I gotta check eBay again. And lo and behold, 2 hours before I checked, this got posted. So I was really happy about it. And you know, I bought it, and the price was completely unbelievable. It was so cool. $60 for this. And for those of you who don't know, the Pink Tate isn't really all that available. I mean, you could find them from time and time again, but... Or, no, not from time and time again. From time to time. That's what I meant to say. From time to time, you can find them. But it's... You have to have one of the best luck to find them. Because it's stupid sometimes. Sometimes the price for even just a white... even just like a black shroud, which is the black shroud with the white face. Sometimes even for those, you have to pay like super hard bucks, and it's like it's ridiculous. But yeah, this was a pretty cool find. It shipped about like a day later, and I got it about 3 days later. This was back in February also, so you gotta remember that too. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's it's a really really cool mask. I like this one. And then the last story, probably one of the most interesting, Vampira. Now, the Vampira, the reason why it's an interesting story is because it's one of my first buy trades. Which, if you don't know what that is, I'll explain. So, again, as the other stories, looking on eBay, I was on the van coming home from school, and I was like, oh my god, dude, there's a Vampira. And I asked my friend, Sid, if he would buy me it. And I would pay him back, obviously. That's how a buy trade works. But I didn't get to the trade part yet. So it was $60. I was like, $60 isn't bad for that. Maybe I should ask. I was kind of going back and forth whether or not I should ask. And so I asked him. I'm like, hey Sid, could you buy this for me and I'll pay you a finder's fee or whatever, buyer's fee? And he said, yeah. And he said, how much would you pay? I said I'd pay him $80 total. And he said, yeah, that's cool. But then about halfway through the period of it going from that month to the next month, I ended up asking him, hey, could I possibly trade you for the mask? And he said, yeah. And he said, what would you like to trade? And I showed him a couple masks. And it was a Fearsome Faces Orange Grin, a Fearsome Faces Green Sir Spook, and an Asus. So all those together, probably worth more than what I was going to pay him. But at the same time, I really didn't care because I didn't pay that much for him. In total, for everything, including the shipping, you gotta remember, including the shipping, I paid about $45. $45 for everything. He paid $60 for this, but they were masks that were worth more than $45. So I just happened to be lucky to find them at like a thrift store and Mercari for cheap. So, anyways, that's the end of the story time. Hope to tell you another story someday. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day and a very fun time. Goodbye.